VCT Americas is arguably the most stacked league in terms of talent this year, and storylines. And somehow, I'm going to rank all 11 teams as we head into Split 2. Comment below what your own ranking would be, and let's see who comes out on top. Starting off with Loud. Loud have had a pretty disappointing year compared to their success in the past, but QTK had big shoes to fill after Aspas left, and they never really got their footing as a team this year. They went 2-3 in Split 1, but now they're bringing back Pancata, and we all know he never misses a shot. Thing is, there's no obvious duelist for Loud now. If I had to guess, Tui's will be switching back to main duelist. He played for TBK Esports before signing with Loud, but his last pro game on the role was August in 2022. We'll need to see how these swaps play out, and if there's any rust on Tui's duelist or Pancata's mechanics after several months off. For now, I'm going to put them in B tier, but they're S tier in my heart. Next up is Cloud9. C9 are the champs that never were, and this may be controversial, but I really think that they could have won out. Going 5-1 in Split 1, and then getting first round knocked out in playoffs by G2. But honestly, that loss is understandable. G2 went to get 3rd place in Masters Shanghai. I'm looking forward to watching these guys play, especially Oxy. He was the 2nd highest rated player in America's last split, only 0.03 points behind Aspas, who is in record-breaking form and is undoubtedly the best duelist in the world. Plus, Oxy has the most aces in all of VCT this year with 4 aces, and he hasn't even been to a Masters event. That's all just in the regular season. If Oxy can keep his form and the rest of C9 stay positive, they're definitely going places. I'm going to put them in A tier. Next up, Evil Geniuses. EG had a rough split, and who can blame them? I've got nothing but respect for the players, and of course Potter, for sticking it out with such a scummy company, but they really underperformed this year, especially for being the 2023 champs winners. At the end of Split 1, EG were looking a bit better, beating Sentinels and NRG 2-1, but I still don't have much confidence in them for Split 2. I'm going to put them in C tier, but here's hoping that Potter and Jagamo can cook something up and prove me wrong. Now up for Crew. I don't know what to think for Crew. They went 5-1 last split, were favored to make Shanghai, but then they bombed out of the playoffs. I still think they're a good team. Heat and Kesnet have been frying, both in the top 10 players last split, but there's a lot of good teams in their group, so who knows. I'm still putting them A tier, but I wouldn't be surprised if they got outperformed. On to MIBR. I'm putting MIBR in F. 0-5 in games last split. They didn't win a single map. They blew up the team and brought in some new players for this split, which might help, but yeah, honestly, I don't see it. F tier. Furia was not much better. They actually won 2 maps last split, but still 0-5 on the games, and they're bringing in Noswer, which is good, but not enough to save them. I don't have anything else to say on them. F tier. Moving on to everyone's favorite team, Sentinels. After winning Masters Madrid, Sen really underperformed in Split 1, going 3-3 and missing playoffs to G2 by literally 2 rounds. Still, they got a nice vacation, and Second and Tens are frying, John QT is a fragging IGL, and I really have hopes for Sen. I'm going to put them in A tier. Now, you'll notice that there's no S tier teams yet. Who do you think deserves it? Anyone, even? I mean, G2 got 3rd place in Shanghai, surely that matters. So you guessed it, 100 Thieves are my S tier pick. Why? Kizzy, they got 4th, G2 got 3rd. Shut up! This is why I'm the one making the tier list, okay? Yeah, 100 Thieves placed lower than G2 at Shanghai, but 100 Thieves also beat G2 in Split 1 and 3-0'd them in the playoffs, and it wasn't even close. They only lost to Genji and Heretics in Shanghai, and they were the 1st and 2nd place teams respectively, and seeing from earlier this week, Heretics are absolutely demolishing everyone in EMEA, so it is to be expected. 4 of the players were in the top 10 highest rated last split. Cryo was tied for 2nd with Oxy, and that's with him flexing to Smokes and Gecko while Oxy was only playing Duelist. EU, Bang, and Asuna are on top form, and Busio has been struggling stats-wise, but his IGLing is pretty good. We just won't talk about that Heretics game. I already said they made top 3 at Shanghai, though they got wrecked by Heretics in the lower final, but For a team coming from Tier 2 Ascension and lots of drama, what with the guard disbanding, a top 3 finish is a huge accomplishment, and I'm sure they'll be carrying that momentum into next split. My only worry is that they're in a strong group, so they have their work cut out for them. Still, S-tier, and I'm so glad to see an Ascension team doing well, what with Bleed and Gentlemates in EMEA and Pacific. Let's leave NRG for last and talk about Leviatán. Lev are interesting, to say the least. They keep flip-flopping from amazing to trolling to great again. They looked shaky in the first kickoff tournament, then they fried in Split 1, then they absolutely trolled in the Swiss stage at Shanghai. I want them to do well. I bought their bundle, and King is one of my favorite players. Aspas is the best player in the world, but honestly, the whole team is a little inconsistent for me. I don't like it, but I'm gonna put them in B tier, hoping that they'll be able to find some form and consistency in the Split 2. Now, the most interesting team, NRG. They were by far the most underperforming team compared to expectations this year. Maybe Fnatic too, but with roster of 2023 champs winners Demon 1 and Ethan, plus the old Optic core minus Finesse, they were expected to smurf in Split 1, and instead they went 3-3. But it's worse than that. 2 of their wins were against Furia and MIBR, which were literally free wins, and the other was against an off-form Loud. Against better teams, they very well could have gone 0-6. But Kizzy, they're bringing back FNS. He's the best IGL in the world. Shut up! If you remember, NRG with FNS and Som were a mid-tier team last year. And without Demon 1 or Artis, who played Jet. Som, the last time he played Jet in a pro game was April 2022. Even if he did, then who would play Smokes? I guess Victor could play Jet, but he's only got 11 pro games on her, all from the Optic days back in 22 when Ye would be playing Chamber. Either way, they're untested. Who knows if Ethan will work well in this new system without Demon 1 to keep him company? How will Som and FNS do after their break? How will this affect LeBron's legacy? I'm gonna put them in B tier, but I hope they do well. I liked Optic, I like Som, Ethan is also there. Let me know in the comments what you guys think, if you agree, if you're wrong, so please like and subscribe. I'll see you next time.
Yeah, I'm the king when I'm in the ring. I'm a G when I'm in the vein. Golden picks out of middleman. Ain't nothing but a go dang. I'm the king when I'm in the ring. I'm a G when I'm in the vein. Only picks out of middleman. Ain't nothing but a go dang, go dang. Hit him on the left, right. Type of ginger, me father. Let the boys good night, good night. I'ma show you who's the pro.